All right, let's talk about what it really takes to build an intelligent young soccer player. We're not talking about just running through cones faster. We're going to go deeper into how you build a soccer brain, that one thing that really separates the good players from the truly great ones. Okay, let's get into it. So, what is that secret sauce? You see kids all the time who are fast, they're strong, they've got a cannon for a leg. But physical talent can only take you so far. The real game changer, the thing that unlocks that next level, it's all in the mind. It's about speed of thought, not just speed of foot. For young players, there's this magic age, right around 13 or 14, where the entire game just shifts. And it's not just about hitting a growth spurt. It's this incredible moment where the game stops being just a physical battle and turns into a complex, moving puzzle. And that, right there, is where the real coaching has to start. And this is where we need to get really clear about two words: technique and skill. They're not the same thing. Technique, that's the how. It's hitting a perfect 20-yard pass to a stationary cone. Anyone can practice that. But skill, that's knowing when to make that pass, where to put it, and why you're even doing it, all while defenders are closing you down. And honestly, bridging that gap is the single biggest challenge for players at this age. So, this brings us to what's really at the heart of modern coaching. That old school, do it because I told you to approach, it just doesn't work anymore. To really get players to develop, to get them to buy in, you have to answer the one question they're all thinking. Why are we doing this? And this quote just nails it. A coach can scream, play it backwards from the sideline all day long. But when a player truly understands that a backwards pass isn't giving up, but is actually a clever way to pull a defender out of position to create a new lane to attack, well, that's a light bulb moment. That lesson becomes a permanent part of their soccer IQ. They own it.
So how do you actually teach this stuff? Well, there's a really smart, logical way to structure practice. You start with the pure mechanics, the how, and a controlled drill. Then you dial up the pressure. You put them in something like a rondo, a tight space where they're forced to make quick decisions. And finally, you throw them into a small-sided game, where it's messy, it's chaotic, and they have to apply that skill in a situation that feels like a real match. It's like climbing a ladder, from pure technique to true game intelligence.
And this idea, this focus on the why, it's not just a general concept. It needs to apply to every single core skill in the game. Every fundamental action shouldn't just be taught as a movement, but as a specific tool for a specific job. Let's start with receiving the ball. The how is pretty straightforward, right? Use a soft part of your foot or body, cushion the ball, and try to guide it into open space. But that's just step one. Here's the why, and this is huge. Your first touch might just be the most important skill in all of soccer. A bad one, and the play is dead. But a great one? A great first touch can take a defender completely out of the play without you ever having to dribble. The goal isn't just to stop the ball, it's to set up your next move before the defense can even react. It's about creating an advantage instantly. Okay, next up is passing. Again, we all know the basics. Inside of the foot for accuracy, the laces or instep for power. That's the technical foundation. But the real why of passing is pure strategy. You're not just moving a ball from player A to player B. No, you are manipulating the other team. Every pass forces the entire defense to shift, to adjust, to move. And when they move, gaps open up. Smart, quick passing is the absolute fastest way to pull a defense apart, because the ball will always, always move faster than any player can run. How about shielding? The technique is all about body position. You get your center of gravity low, get wide, and physically put your body between the defender and the ball. And the tactical purpose here is brilliant. Shielding is like hitting the pause button in the middle of a high-pressure moment. When you're trapped and there's no good pass available, shielding buys your team 2, maybe 3 precious seconds. And in those seconds, your teammates can move into new, better positions, letting you keep possession and reset the entire attack. It's a game saver. Now here's a secret. For a truly intelligent player, a soccer field doesn't look like 22 people running around randomly. It looks like a constantly shifting set of geometric patterns. And learning to see those patterns and even create them is the key to unlocking the whole game. And the single most important shape of them all? It's the triangle. It is the absolute bedrock of possession soccer. And why is that? It's simple. If you're part of a triangle, the person with the ball will always have at least 2 different passing options, usually at different angles. That's it. It's that simple and it's that powerful. And that exact same shape provides incredible strength on defense. It's all built on the idea of pressure, cover, balance. You have one player who pressures the ball. The second player provides cover right behind them, just in case. And the third player provides balance, cutting off the easy pass. It creates this tiny connected unit that is incredibly difficult for an attack to break down. So everything we've talked about, it's all building toward this one ultimate goal, developing a player's soccer IQ. This is that magic quality, that thing that separates the good from the great. It's all about awareness, anticipation, and decision-making. So what do we actually mean by soccer IQ? Well, think of it as a player's ability to process the game in real time. It's seeing those patterns we talked about, instantly figuring out the best possible option, and then having the technical ability to pull it off, all in the blink of an eye with a defender breathing down your neck. If you want to know the one habit that builds soccer IQ faster than anything else, it's this: constant scanning. Great players are always checking their shoulders, they're constantly taking pictures of the field so they know where everyone is. That way, they've already made their decision before the ball even gets to them. And that makes them look impossibly fast. And this is why a high soccer IQ is the ultimate equalizer in sports. I mean, how does a smaller player dominate someone bigger and stronger? They don't. They outthink them. They play 1 and 2 touch to avoid contact. They use their low center of gravity to turn quicker. They anticipate passes instead of reacting to them. They're playing chess while the other player is playing checkers. So in the end, that's the whole journey, isn't it? It's about helping a player evolve from someone who can just perform a technique to someone who understands the entire game, someone who makes those intelligent, creative decisions that actually win matches. Which really leaves us with one final important question to think about. When we look at the next generation coming up, are we teaching them how to think the game or just how to play it? Because that answer could change everything.